Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and boy, do we have a great show for you today. I can't even say it. I have no fucking idea what I'm going to talk about today. I have a couple of topics. Some have been beat into the ground a little bit, but we're gonna coven Captain Marvel because we have to. It's the big news. But I saw something right before I set up the stream, and I was like, what's this? Back in February, YouTube changed its community guidelines a little bit, and I didn't even notice it. But then they came out with something else today that we didn't know before, and I wanted to talk about it briefly because it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. We knew from a little while ago that if you drop an F-bomb on your video, if you swear too much even, then you're not likely to get the best of the best of the best ads, which, by the way, you're not going to get unless you have several million subscribers anyway. But they lower tier you if you swear. Well, Boogie today had a video demonetized. And real quick, we do need to talk about that. Demonetization is not the same when we say it these days. When you get the little yellow circle, you're not actually demonetized. Just there may only be limited ads on your videos. So you're not technically demonetized, but we all know you're fucking demonetized. So we knew that. We knew if you were swearing, you were going to get the lesser ads, but Boogie got that little yellow circle, the demonetized circle. And he asked YouTube about it on Twitter. And Twitter's like, oh, well, we'll look into this for you. We'll look into why your video got struck. And not struck, just demonetized struck. And so they looked into it, and it turns out he said fuck. He said fuck one time in his video and got demonetized for it. That is new. Somebody on Twitter, when I posted this and said, wow, I'm fucked, they're like, we knew this was happening. No, we didn't. We didn't know this extent. Like I said before, it was just you'd get the crappier ads, the lower tier ads. Now it's you're going to be in a limited ad state. Like, wow. Okay. All right. So I've already screwed this stream, so fuck it. I'm going to say fuck. I don't know if I can stop. I really don't. I used to be very good at separating my professional and home life. So like if I was at work, you would not hear me drop an F-bomb, certainly not on the floor or where anybody could hear me. Maybe talking in a break room with friends or something, but definitely not out where you'd hear me in a professional capacity. Now, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could separate talking on here with who I am, because this is just me. This isn't a work environment for me, even though it technically is. The idea that I can't say fuck, that's scary. But they also had other community guidelines changes, and they're kind of cool in a weird way. They're a lot better than they were, and a little worse than they were. If you get a community guideline strike now, the first strike results in a 1-week freeze on the ability to upload any new content. That means you cannot stream, you cannot upload videos. You're just done for a week. Before, it used to be you got the strike, you could still upload videos, but you couldn't stream. And YouTube realized, oh, wait a minute, that's pretty fucked up. We're costing ourselves a bunch of time. You see, YouTube, you guys might not know this, but YouTube, it didn't used to be a moneymaker. The simple fact of the matter is, until I believe last year, they were always in the red. And it was with the introduction of Super Chat that they started making money. They see 30% of everything you guys donate. That's a lot of money across the platform. It's also costing them a lot when they have channels. They get a community strike over something really fucking stupid, and that person can't stream for the next 3 months, which it was what used to happen. Ask Sinatra. He's had it happen over and over and over again. But what you do, you'll get a strike now, but it's only 1 week and you're frozen on everything. But once that week is over, you're good. Oh, wait, I should say also, there's a warning now. You get a warning first before it goes into these punishments. The second strike within a 90-day period will result in a 2-week freeze on the ability to do either. And then a third strike in a 90-day period is channel termination. I still think that is really harsh. I think back to what Jack was saying yesterday. Well, was it yesterday? I guess yesterday now, 2 days ago now, about how he wants people on his platform and that termination is not the goal because, well, that's kicking people off your platform. YouTube seems very quick to jump to getting rid of a channel. Connor Johnson, thank you. As you probably heard, Luke Perry passed away. Yes, he did. We also heard, and thank you for the donation. And yesterday we heard Alex Trebek, man. He's probably not long for this world. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Yeah, there's some tragic news out there. So yeah, YouTube has decided, you know what, maybe keeping people from streaming for 90 days when that's where we're making all of our profit is not a good idea. That's not how they said it. That's not what they're saying out loud. They actually told us that we listened to your feedback. We listened to your feedback, and you guys thought this was really harsh. But you still kept the 3 fucking strike and you're gone rule. What the fuck? Especially in an instance like today where they're going back and hitting people for shit they did years ago. Things that were fine by yesterday's standards, but by today's standards are unacceptable. Well, then maybe you should do something about that as well. Good morning to everybody who's here, who's showing up. I'm glad to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Somebody asked about my pain. It's bad. It's real bad. When this is done, I will go lay down in bed and pray for death. And I'm only half kidding there. So yeah, we had that going on. We have YouTube telling us we got new guidelines, and I do think it's a little better. I mean, getting a 1-week strike is better than, and having frozen everything for a week is a lot better than not being able to super chat for a month or for 3 months. And I think that'll help some creators who are getting hit with legitimate strikes, but who, you know, it's like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. The one thing that did irritate me is that in the video where they told us about this was the guy says, well, what happens if it was a incorrect strike and you appeal it and it's found to be incorrect? Is the strike removed? And he's like, yeah. Like, yeah, but you don't get that week back, you motherfucker. And unless you're a big star like Boogie, they're not going to answer right away. It's going to take a week for them to even fucking look at it. That's all right, though. That's all right. At least they're making some progress. They're making some changes. I want to believe them when they say they're listening to us. I do. But the money part, that's the part that I'm having trouble believing them with. And look, if they're doing it for money, great. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. A channel that gets a bullshit strike, yeah, they're down for a week, but they're not down for 3 months, which a lot of channels have been. So I think they're lying about their reason, but I actually kind of support what they did there. I do think they should do something like Jack was talking about with this, and excuse me, so sorry about that. Have a path to redemption. We talked about that on the show last night, and Scribe kind of giggled at it. And it is kind of funny because we're talking about social media here, or in the case of YouTube, of a video platform. But to completely destroy somebody's channel because they upset your SJW bullshit company 3 times seems stupid, especially if it's a big channel or a good channel. Why not have, okay, look, you're out for 6 months. Why is it life? Why is it life? There are very few things I can think of. Say, Daddy 05 beating his children on camera for money. Yeah, that I would say, okay, yeah, you don't get to come back. You beat children for money. You are a scumbag. But calling somebody a scumbag and it being seen as targeted harassment, come on, really? Really, that's worthy of hurting both the platform and that person? Come on. Come on. You know better than that. All right. Anyway, what are some of the other things I had to talk about? Why don't you guys know this? I should have told you at the front so you could tell me again. I did have some things. Oh, I do want to point this out, guys. I don't know how many of you play Tropico. I love Tropico. I own all of them. Only 2 really kind of sucked. 5 kind of sucked because they tried to make all of the stuff you should have at the beginning DLC. But I got it on a sale where you got it all together really, really cheap. And in that manner, it's actually a pretty good game. But Tropico 6 is coming out at the end of this month, guys. And you can join the free beta. Download it, play it for the next, I think we're down to 34 hours. So if you like Tropico and you want to try out 6, all of the reviews that I saw of it are really good. And I'm talking about the people who played and are responding on Steam. They're really good. So check it out if you're a fan of the series. And I hope you like it because I fucking love it. And when this is done, I'm gonna restart my download to try the beta. They already have one. It's called the DNC. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. Nope. Thank you. Tim Pool wrecked that twatter lawyer chick. I disagree with that a little bit. I don't think Tim Pool wrecked anyone. I think Tim did a good job of trying to keep it on track and pointing out these issues. But like when it came to Sargon and the reasons that he was banned, and this woman kept talking over and over again about behavior. It's a pattern of behavior and that kind of shit. But when you look at the first tweet she read about, or that caused Sargon to get banned, it was an obvious joke. And she's like, well, we didn't see it that way. Like, well, then you need to look deeper. Because you're the people who earlier in the same goddamn show told us, it wasn't a real big deal that there was a targeted harassment campaign against the Covington kids. The people involved in that, no big deal. No real big deal. Pattern of behavior. But when it comes to Sargon, who was literally telling a joke in that tweet, and who across, I think, pretty much all of the tweets she named, her big problem was that he was talking about Jews. He was like those evil Jews or those dirty Jews. She wouldn't actually say the slur, so I'm thinking he probably said kike or Jaime or some crap like that. But if you know Sargon and you watch his stuff, or if you went digging even cursorily, is that a word? Is that what I mean to say? Anyway, a little bit. If you did a little bit of digging, you'd see he was being sarcastic. He was mocking the people who say that for real. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because that's how she saw it. That's how she saw it. Putting a kid in a wood chipper, horrible. Mocking somebody by using their own terminology, far worse. Far worse. Because she made them get rid of the wood chipper thing and the shooting thing. You didn't ban anybody for it. You didn't even give them fucking timeouts. And we know that because I kept going back to it, looking at it to see if it was still there, because I couldn't fucking believe the things I've been in trouble. I got a fucking 12-hour ban for calling somebody a dick. I didn't tell him to get put in a wood chipper. I got put in a limited state for calling somebody a dick. Which, if you guys have never been in trouble on Twitter, here's what happens. When you get put into that kind of limited state, the people who follow you, they can still see what you write. Nobody else can. And I believe you can't retweet. But yeah, I got a limited state for calling somebody a dick. And they were a dick. Anyhow, so yeah, like I said, I don't think Tim really wrecked her. I think he did a good job keeping it civil as best as can. But oh, Mickey, I'm so glad you said that because I could not remember what my first one was for, my first suspension. Mickey says, I got a week suspension for using the word retard not directed at anyone. Let's tell that story. I got into an argument with this guy, and I'd used the word retard, and I can't remember what it was in relation to, but he kept insisting that whatever it was, God, I wish I could remember. My fucking memory. He was very upset that I'd used the word retard, and then that he thought that that meant him. And he was annoying me. So I just started calling him a retard. And everything he would say to me, I would just answer back with some witticism followed by comma retard. And he actually said to me, I could get you in trouble for this. And my response was, go ahead and do it, retard. Stop talking about it. And yeah, I got a 24-hour suspension for that. That was my first one. Excuse me. The Price is Right review. Thank you so much. For me, I'm just glad someone blew the hypocrisy in Twitter finally for all of us to see. Yeah, I think the best part of that was Jack acknowledging it. He had real trouble acknowledging the leftist bias that Tim was trying to point out with the trans stuff. But he did admit, look, we're making mistakes and we got to get better at this. And whether he does or not, that's the real question. Is he just on a PR campaign, or is he actually out there to learn? Because one of those is good and one of those is just a PR campaign. Prospero says Lauren Southern proved they were hypocrites. I know they're hypocrites. When you can get a 7-day ban for an insult, but nothing for threatening children, especially when the last 45 minutes of that, maybe even the last hour, Jack is just reiterating over and over again how their number one priority is to keep people safe. Well, what's safe about putting them in a wood chipper? What's safe about what the fuck is safe about locking them in a school building and setting it on fire? Random says, was asleep during Lords of the Night. Why no game stream? Satsu's still not set up all the way for that. We'll be getting back to game streams on Friday, which actually worked out well because I don't think I could have done it tonight. Yeah, I tried playing a little bit of what's the name of that game? Borderlands 2 in between this and Lords of the Night, and I was having trouble even moving my character. I'm like, fuck it. Tim Cook said today learn to code, but his Twitter account is not banned. I have a feeling you'll be able to say learn to code from now till the end of time. Because that made them look really bad, really bad. Of all of the stupid shit that went on in that thing, when you take that with Covington and then learn to code, and she was actually trying to make it sound like learn to code was this horrible thing. That's the funny part about that. If you actually paid attention what went on there, when she's talking about the learn to code thing, she goes, well, it wasn't just learn to code. They'd also use secret words. They'd use coded language. And we all know what that coded language meant. Well, what did that coded language mean? Did it mean something like, I hope you get thrown in a wood chipper? Did it mean something like, I hope everybody with a red hat gets shot? Not just that. I want all my followers who wear a red hat or who see somebody with a red hat to shoot them. Because that's what that asshole said in that tweet. And she actually defended the way they handled the Covington thing, while at the same time making it sound like learn to code is one of the worst things you could ever say to anybody ever. Like, bitch, you just said you didn't ban anybody. No suspensions over the horrible shit that was said to the Covington kids. In your zealousness to protect people, you did nothing to Kathy Griffin for demanding the docs of these children. But But if you tell a journalist they need to learn to code, you're basically telling them you're coming to kill them, and we got to stop you for that. But it's a good thing she's cute because she's dumb as fuck. Prospero asks if I'm feeling any better. Marginally so. Marginally so from when I woke up. I took one of my good pills, and it's not even cracking it. Random says, left you a note on Discord, not urgent. I will check that out. Coding is hard. Most can't do it. Well, that was the thing, Lineage. They were trying to explain that to Jack and Vijay. Susan. That's her new name, Susan. They were trying to explain that to them, and they weren't getting it because this whole thing started a long time ago with news stories where coal miners were losing their jobs, and assholes in the media were basically telling them they need to learn to code. And that's what Joe was trying to point out. He's like, look, the absurdity of telling a 50-year-old who's never used a computer that they need to code. That was the whole fucking joke. That was the whole joke. And Vij, I'm gonna call her Vij. How about that? That's not insulting because that is the first 3 letters of her name, right? Vij, whichever. And Jack, they're like, I don't get it, man. Like, you run Twitter for fuck's sake. How do you not understand memes? Anyway, yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't mean I don't mean to keep getting off on this, but I see a lot of people. Tim Pool just destroyed him. He really didn't. He really didn't. If you watch what happened there, he backed off a lot of times when he really should have kept going. And I get it. He's not a confrontational guy, but when she was bringing up the learn to code thing, his only answer was, well, I knew a guy who got banned just for typing that. I knew a guy who got banned just for typing that. I knew a guy. Yeah, we get it. You know a guy. The bigger question there is, how come learn to code, even if there was coded language telling these people that they hope some violence happens, why is that worse than telling people to go shoot kids? That's the question that should have been forced on them. That's the question they should have been. That would have been kicking her ass. And instead, he's like, well, I knew a guy who did get banned for that. That's fine. But especially when you're trying to point out the inconsistencies and the clear double standards and the clear leftist bent that they have. Do you know what the actual difference between Covington and the learn to code thing was? The Covington kids were supporters of Donald Trump. Most media is not. Remember, the media has been patting themselves on the back about not only how great they are, but how oppressed they are. They're so oppressed. And remember, Vij at the beginning, when she's telling us about why the trans thing is so important, is because of the trans suicide attempt rate. A lot of people say the suicide rate. It's actually the attempted suicide rate that most people talk about when you're talking about that 40%. So that's what these violent things happen. Well, we also have this this notion in the media right now that these people are just getting killed left and right, partially because of Donald Trump. Remember, we had that shooting at the newsroom, and they're like, Donald Trump made this happen. It's like, no, this asshole's been fighting with these people for 15 fucking years, and he finally fucking snapped. Had nothing to do with who was president. But they wanted to blame that on him. And then you had Karaoke or whatever the fuck his name is, who nobody even knew of before he got killed in the consulate. And suddenly it's like, the press is under attack. Yes, that dude was under attack because shit he wrote about the Saudis. And yeah, they murdered him. But that's not the whole world coming down on them. That's not them being fucking oppressed. Fucking Jesus Christ. These little Mary Sues, man, just crawl up on a cross. You're so abused. But that's the running narrative. So when Twitter sees, oh my God, this coded language at these poor journalists who are being told to learn to code, fuck off. She said, we don't actually we don't go by what the news says. We don't count on them to report stuff to us. We get tips now and then, but we don't really. The news isn't really. We do all this ourselves. Fuck off. Tim should have gotten her on so many things that he just let slide. And that's my own point. Again, I think Tim did an okay job. John M., thank you so much. Monkey needs money. Now back to listening to Lords of the Night. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed the show. I think we had a good one tonight. I don't even remember what happened. These drugs, man. Drugs are bad, okay? Speaking of drugs are bad, what the fuck was I going to talk about? What that little rant I wasn't planning on that at all. Fuck, what was it? This is why I'm the least professional monkey on the internet. Pregnancy was overlooked by scientists for years. Now it's finally getting the attention it deserves. What the fuck does that mean? Hang on a second. For 2 years, a group of world-class scientists pitched their ideas for a hot new biotech company to investors. A startup focused on a promising therapy for preeclampsia, a serious pregnancy complication that can become life-threatening. It was cutting-edge science backed by a Nobel laureate, a Harvard kidney specialist, a leading chemist, and a biologist with both expertise and personal experience. Eventually, they gave up, not on the science and not on preeclampsia, but on the investors. We talked to so many, okay. So eventually they got some money for this. Well, good. By all means, research to how to make it better, but that makes it sound like we didn't know pregnancy was a thing. We had this pregnancy thing, and look, there's a lot of stuff we spend a whole lot of money on that we probably shouldn't. And when I say probably shouldn't, I mean that there's more important things out there. For instance, a lot of science and research goes into your iPhone. Would the scientists involved be better off, coming up with like technology to help people who lose limbs? Probably. Breast cancer gets so much money and attention. Do you know what the #1 killer of women is? It's not breast cancer. It's heart disease. But you don't see people out there with their pink ribbon for heart disease because it's not. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. It's not political. You can't make that just about women like you can booby cancer. And again, I'm not saying you shouldn't spend money researching on how to fix booby cancer. Absolutely. But when heart disease is the #1 killer, don't you think maybe it should get a little more of the money? A little bit? Yeah, we have strange priorities in this world. And I'm glad for every advancement we've made against breast cancer. My mother-in-law's a survivor. That's great, man. They ignore ovarian cancer too, monkey, and that's the one that more often than not leads to death. Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, well, at least when I looked it up, breast cancer was like the 5th leading cause of death or something like that. But it gets the most money because it is the one that you can tie to women. Jen, you could probably ovarian cancer. The problem with that is it doesn't kill as many women, and okay, it kills more when people get it, but less people get it. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we spend our money in some really fucking stupid ways. When it comes to research, I actually had somebody get very mad at me in a blog post I wrote about that because I went through and researched all this. I saw the statistic that heart disease is the #1 killer, and it is for men and women. I'm like, wow, we spend so much money on breast cancer. That's all you ever see. I've never seen a charity walk for heart cancer or for heart disease. I've never seen a bunch of starlets up on stage wearing little ribbons to show that they care about people who die of heart disease. And so I went looking, and yeah, we spend a ridiculously disproportionate amount of money researching breast cancer. And And I just wrote this. It was all factual. And a couple of women got very mad at me. And you know why? Because they knew somebody who had breast cancer. They knew somebody who had survived breast cancer. And so it was very important to them. Like, okay, you know, if that same person had heart disease, they'd probably be dead now. Because you can't go get chemo for heart disease. When your heart goes bad and gives out on you, they can't just lob off one of your titties and let you live. And I'm not meaning to be mean here, and I'm not meaning to trivialize what happens to women with breast cancer. It's awful. I'm not saying it isn't. But when you think about the other diseases, shouldn't we be spending? If your heart gives out before you ever have a chance to get breast cancer, how's that work out? Devil Fruit Zero says you can, it just won't do anything. You're right. You're right. You could go get chemo when you find out you have heart disease. That'll just probably make you die faster as your heart has to work harder, trying to keep your immune system and everything running. And yes, I know that's not how the heart works, but the heart keeps the body going as it's going through that. Wait till you have a stroke. Yeah, look, again, I'm not saying we shouldn't spend the money. It's just that we spend it in some weird ass ways. And good job. I mean, preeclampsia, good job. Figure out a way to take care of that. Beautiful. But don't act like pregnancy is some new thing. James Colley, thank you so much. Sorry for this interruption, but fuck LeBron James. What'd LeBron do? What's LeBron up to these days? I haven't followed basketball seriously since I was probably in junior high. Back when the Bulls kept making runs and losing. Sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was going to talk about. This is probably the least prepared I've ever been for a stream, and that includes the other night when I literally had nothing to talk about. Dumpsterson says truth. Climate hoax anyone? Don't get me started on that shit. Warner Brothers CEO ensnarled in alleged sex for roles scandal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do we have another Harvey Weinstein? Uh-oh. Married Warner Brothers chairman CEO Kevin Suihara? I think is how you say that. Suhara. I'm gonna put this in chat, and y'all can try to tell me how I'm supposed to say that. I think it's Suhara. Why the fuck do you got a T before an S in your name, man? That don't make no sense. Anyway, Kevin Suhara allegedly had sex with a 21-year-old actress in a motel, promising her big movie roles and dispatching disgraced director Brett Ratner to get her auditions, a new report reveals. Prospero says, like tsunami. Yes, there should not be a T in tsunami. It makes no sense. British actress. Oh, wow. He banged a hottie. Charlotte Kirk was introduced to Suihara, 54, in an early hours meeting at the Hotel Bel Air in 2013, the year he took over as CEO. The Hollywood Reporter reveals. That came out sounding like I was kind of a robot, but it's because they kept breaking up the sentence and I didn't know where it was going. It was just announced Suihara, who has 2 children with wife Sandy, who would become one of Hollywood's most powerful executives, taking over a larger role at the studio, overseeing assets such as the Cartoon Network. Did she think she was going to get on a cartoon? But after the 2013 meeting with, can we just call him Kevin? Wasn't that his name? The 2013 meeting with Kevin, Kirk wrote of the studio head in a text to her alleged ex-lover, Australian billionaire James Packer. He just wants to fuck, nothing else, does not even want to say anything. Wait a minute. Did Did they fuck at that hotel? Did did she text her boyfriend after fucking this dude that this dude just wanted to fuck? At the time, Ratner and Packer's Rat Pack Dune Entertainment, a joint venture between Rat Pack and now Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, I don't know, Mnuchin, I don't know. Why do people have, look, you guys need to pick one letter to start your name with. You can't start your name with MN. That's not starting your name, that's reciting the alphabet. Anyway, was sealing a $450 million deal with Warner Brothers. Despite Kevin allegedly having offered to back Kirk for the movie role that instead went to Anne Hathaway in The Intern, she texted Kevin in 2015, "You're very busy, I know, but when you were in that motel having sex, you said you would help me, and when you just ignore me like you're doing now, it makes me feel used." Well, sweetie, I hate to be the one to break this to you, but yeah, he just used you. You were like, "Yeah, I'll give you my pussy if you put me in a movie." And he was like, "Cool." But there's no contract there. Ratner then produced a slate of movies for Warner Brothers, including Wonder Woman 2, before he was scrubbed in 2017 following multiple sexual harassment allegations. Had to introduce Kirk. Who wrote this? You need to learn to write. You don't have to put everything in one goddamn sentence. Ratner had introduced Kirk to Packer when she was 20, the story states. In 2016, Ratner desperately tried to broker her silence via his attorney, Marty Singer, who penned a contract promising the young actress a specific number of auditions in Warner Brothers and Ratner-directed movies, which she refused to sign. According to text seen by THR, Kirk complained she was passed between the male execs, writing in a text, "You came to me, Brett, after Kevin told you to because you're the one who set me up with James." So she's just banging everybody? Oh, come on. Y'all could have given her a bit part for that. I mean, she texted her boyfriend that. Do you think he knew? Do you think he knew what she was there doing? Jay Wolf says, "It's my birthday, 50 years old. Singing isn't required. Too bad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you." All right, back to the whore. So she fucked all of these guys for a part? In 2015, Ratner got frustrated and responded to the actress, according to THR, "If you're going to be fucking someone for a part, it should be a director or a producer." Holy shit. Meanwhile, Ratner and Kevin's lawyer, Marty Singer, and Brett, I don't know, have carried out a concerted effort to keep a lid on their client's alleged dealings with the blonde actress. Both have threatened Page Six with lawsuits in response to our attempts to report on elements of this story. Like, okay, it's dirty. Okay, what they did, it's creepy, it's dirty. But guys, women, we need to talk. If you're going to trade your pussy for a movie role or something like that, get a contract. Say, "Look, if I'm going to let you bang this hole, you're going to let me have a shot at a part," or something like that. Don't just lay there and give it up and be like, call me when the part comes in. Call me when that audition is." Jesus Christ. Okay, honey, you're kind of a slut. And that's your business. But you're a dumb slut. You're just out there fucking everybody. James Colley, thank you. That chick was a team player. Oh, God. That text to her boyfriend, that's the part that really is weird to me. Well, they just call him her ex-lover. So maybe they weren't actually boyfriend and girlfriend. And he was a billionaire, so she was probably fucking him for money too. So obviously the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Bet she had was terrible in bed and on screen. No, look, here's the thing. Yeah, there are a lot of women who want to get into movies. A lot of them. And a lot of them will give you their pussy to get in there. I mean, that's not a secret. I don't know. She was just another hole he hit, man. And she's like, why aren't you calling me back? These are rich people. Why don't they just pay for a hooker? Less messy, isn't it? Well, maybe. But I know this is gonna get me in trouble, but I don't think he did anything wrong here. Where was her tweet to him or text to him? You're very busy, I know, but when we were in that motel having sex, you said you would help me, and when you just ignore me like you're doing now, it makes me feel used. Did he help at all? Did you get any auditions? Because that's all he could promise to you was auditions. You should have fucked Harvey, honey. You'd have had a movie career by now. Don't fuck Kevin, fuck Harvey. That's tonight's message. Kevin has no power. Harvey might have been fat and ugly, but you would have gotten. You guys want to see the guy she was passed between? These are the ones she put her pussy trust in. This is Kevin way over here on the right. Yeah. Anyhow, don't give your pussy up for nothing, you dumb slut. I don't understand why that's a. Anyway, she would have been Captain Marvel by now. No shit. Seriously. Jesus. Oh God. Let's see. Woman, homeless man. Oh yeah. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Do you guys remember the homeless man who gave that woman his last $20? Which is weird. He had a $20 bill on him. And that she didn't like immediately go home and just bring him back $20. But the story goes, she ran out of gas, and this homeless guy gave her his last $20, and they started a GoFundMe for her and her boyfriend started a GoFundMe for the homeless man, and they reached $400,000, y'all. $400,000, and it turned out to all be a big scam, which came to light when the homeless man was upset he didn't get more money. He was upset that he didn't get a bigger cut. Well, they're back in the news. A homeless veteran and a New Jersey woman faced decades in prison after they pleaded guilty Wednesday to a conspiracy in a sick GoFundMe scheme that netted hundreds of thousands of dollars. Johnny Bobbitt, 36, pled guilty to one count of conspiring to commit money laundering, and Kate McClure, 28, pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit fraud. Now, John Bobbitt is the homeless guy, and Kate McClure, she is the chick who supposedly broke down. The pair, along with McClure's ex-boyfriend Mark Damasio, I think is how you say that, are accused of spinning a tale about Bobbitt giving McClure his last $20 for gas when she was stranded on the I-95 in Philadelphia. The story warmed hearts across the country. The GoFundMe campaign raised more than $400,000 from 14,000 people, which the couple claimed would be donated to Bobbitt for his good deed. Instead, authorities say the trio split the cash and blew it on lavish trips and designer goods. Their relationship eventually soured, and Bobbitt sued the couple, claiming they didn't turn over the money to him. That led New Jersey prosecutors to look into the case. The trio still face state charges of conspiracy and theft by deception. They've all pled not guilty. For the federal charges, McClure faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. She'll be sentenced on June 19th. Bobbitt will be sentenced at a later date, and he could be sentenced to a maximum of 10 years in jail. Yeah, so only the homeless guy and the girl are in trouble right now because this is the federal case. She was actually, this states it weird. It was a conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and his was money laundering. So her boyfriend at the time, Damasio, who was just as much a part of this as either of them were, he's not in trouble yet because he didn't do those parts. She's the one who set up the GoFundMe. That's over the telephone lines. That's over the intranet. And so she got wire fraud. And here's the moral of the story. If your girlfriend comes to you with a dumbass idea like this, leave her. Fucking leave her. But he'll probably end up in jail anyway because they will be facing state charges for this crap too. Imagine that. You can't trust a thief. It's almost like they're criminals or something. Jesus Christ. And GoFundMe did refund all of those donations. I don't understand why. The money still went to these three people. The story was a lie, but you were still giving it to this. He was still homeless. Be more careful what you're spending your money on. If a story sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Passengers scream in terror when a cruise ship nearly tips over. You know what? I used to want to take a trip around the world on like one of those big ass cruise ships. My dad being in the Navy, we got to ride back on the ship with him a few times when they come back from a 6-month cruise. And it was always cool. And it's like, you know what? It'd be kind of fun to take one of these, go see some of the locations my dad actually saw, but see them from a tourist point of view. And now you couldn't pay me to get on one of those things. People get off them, and if the ship doesn't tip over, they get dysentery or whatever the fuck those ships are giving people because they don't clean. They need to bring Gordon Ramsay in there to teach him how to clean everything down. Would they have like listeria or some shit going on those for a while? Oh, wow. Man mistakenly arrested in prostitution bust that netted Robert Kraft. Thought my life had ended. Wow. That looks like Eric Estrada. Oh, man, you guys are going to make me say that fucking name. Man speaks out after mistaken arrest in prostitution ring that netted Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft, for those of you who don't remember, he's the owner of the Patriots who got busted getting a handy in a brothel, a massage parlor down in Florida. Let's see. A Florida man who was mistakenly arrested in a series of prostitution stings that ensnared New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, broke down while describing the humiliating bust he says upended his life. On February 23rd, why does this keep jumping? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell that at you guys. On February 25th, I thought my life had ended. A tearful Sandip Kumar Patel, 47, said Tuesday as he sat in the office of his attorney, David Golden. Shame and dishonor not only fell upon me, but upon my family and our family names, he said, as his wife, Sonal Patel, 38, tried to console him. Imagine thinking about killing yourself, the Jameson Beach man added. This did not have to happen, and there's nothing that can erase the hell my family and I went through. Really? You're being a little overdramatic. Last month, authorities in Martin, Palm Beach, and Indian River counties announced dozens of arrests after several spas were raided, including the Orchid of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, where Kraft was accused of back-to-back visits. He has pleaded not guilty to charges that he paid for sex at the massage parlor. Last week, Martin Sheriff Lieutenant Deputy... Wait, get us back. I don't care about this part. There we go. Patel, who owns 2 businesses and has 2 daughters, said he was in Chicago when the alleged crime happened. The confusion happened when investigators ran the tags on a blue Porsche registered to a woman with the last name Patel that left the spa. Doherty said police identified a man with the last name Patel, who they say appeared to be identical to the man in surveillance footage. Wait, they arrested this motherfucker because they saw a blue Porsche? The message of this story, don't own a Porsche. I don't know. My husband's only name was being a Patel. Yeah, change your name to Smith. You're in America now. Stop it. No, look, they blasted this guy. Yeah. You know what? You know what? Make this all no big deal? Legalize prostitution. Stop making it illegal for a woman to fuck a guy. I just don't understand. You fucking prudes. You don't legalizing prostitution doesn't mean you have to become a prostitute or use a prostitute. It's okay. Oh God, sisters implicated in dad's murder after sleeping with the same lover. It would have been the perfect murder, but then two sisters secret about their father's death unraveled when they became sexually involved with the same man. Oh my God. Mary Beth Tomaselli, 63, and Linda Roberts, 61, were arrested Tuesday for the murder of their 85-year-old father, Anthony Tomaselli, who officials say they initially believed died from natural causes in 2015 at his home in Palm Harbor, Florida. Pinellas County Sheriff Bob, I'm not even going to try to say that, said Tuesday at a news conference the man both sisters were intimate with notified the agency last month that one of the women confessed to the sinister scheme. You know, women, when you guys get dick, you do stupid shit. You really do. Dick makes you dumb. Dick makes you dumb. There's the moral of this story. Dick makes women dumb. You still do it, and God bless you for it, but stop being dick dumb. I feel like that's a fair assessment. Dick makes women dumb. Anyway, goddamn. The lover, whose identity wasn't released, met Mary Beth Tomaselli at a bar in August, and they engaged in a sexual relationship. She later introduced him to her younger sister, whom he also became romantically involved with. It was Roberts, the younger sister, who eventually confided in him that she plotted with her sister to euthanize their father. Why? The man recorded the conversation on his cell phone as Roberts spilled what unfolded on March 5th, 2015. She claims the sisters knew their father might die soon, and he insisted he not be placed in an assisted living facility, according to the sheriff. Instead, they allegedly plotted to give their father a sleeping pill mixed with alcohol. But the scheme didn't go off without a hitch. The alcohol allegedly diluted the pills and didn't kill him. The women then attempted to suffocate their dad. When that didn't work, they stuck a rag down his throat. Thank you, James Colley. This is one more reason a woman will never be president. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Dick makes women dumb, man.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
It is. Let's see. It was a perfect murder, the sheriff said. Emergency responders were called to the home the following day and pronounced the man dead. Sisters told police they couldn't wake up their father from his sleep. No autopsy was ordered because of their father's age and medical history. They clearly knew what they were doing, the sheriff said. I'm so confused by this. Y'all want to see the women? This is the one that the dude who was double tapping, y'all. 83, I'm sorry, 63 and 61.
You gotta warn a brother before you do that,
man. Sorry about that. Yeah.
The one on the right looks like she just got not only deloused, but like Shaggy and Scooby pulled the mask off.
Don't you like those drawn on eyebrows though?
Are those tattoos or drawn on?
I think those are done with a scented marker.
She looks like a drag queen.
She really does.
I think she's got a mustache too.
I kind of like this story. Okay, so if y'all missed what happened, these two idiots killed their father. And then the older one, who I want to remind you is 63 years old, met a dude in a bar and banged him. Ooh. And then she's like, if you think my pussy is good, come meet my little sister. And her little sister's like, yeah, try this pussy. By the way, while you're tapping it, I killed my father.
That's what they call an excited utterance. In the middle of sex, she was like, I murdered someone. And he's like, what? And then he finished.
I don't understand.
Well, they don't look real bright, Monkey. They look kind of dumb.
And then they went dick dumb. Which one is the younger one? Oh, the one with the drawn on eyebrows is the younger one. I have to show you this again. I'm sorry. The one on the right. Okay. Does it or does it not look like an asteroid landed here?
Yeah, it does.
All right, I'm stuck.
You know what? That's where the dudes dropped her load.
Maybe it is. Look, it's okay to laugh at murderers. At least the two sisters killed their father instead of fighting over who could screw him. Remember that story? Oh yeah. Hey, but remember, one of those sisters won that bet. Oh Jesus,
gross.
A fucking world, man. What a fucking world.
What a world. What a world. Man, that's like the third Wizard of Oz reference I've heard today.
Is that a Wizard of Oz reference?
Yeah, that's what the witch says when Dorothy throws the water on her.
Oh.
What a world. What a world.
You have to remember, I don't like that movie, and
I don't know why you don't like that movie.
Probably because of when I saw it, man.
Fair enough.
I saw that when I was young, and at the time I didn't like musicals especially, and I really hated black and white movies.
It's
and
black and white for like 5 minutes.
It's black and white long enough to piss me off. That's all it had to be. And like, you know what? I don't want to watch this shit. And I wouldn't watch it until it got to the color part. Like, fuck that. Come on, Monkey. How old are you? I am 43. I'm going to be 44 soon. Yeah. It's coming up, y'all. Coming up. Women. Whoa. What? Woman raped and burned, kills attacker by dragging him into flames. I don't want to read that story, but good. Kill that motherfucker.
That's a horror movie right there.
That is. That sounds like Freddy Krueger. Yep, don't want to read that. That's no little girl things. Let's see. Oh. Okay. That's a weird one. This is from Down Under, y'all. Dennis found stuffed in suitcase day after boyfriend's car crash death.
That's fucked up.
The body of a missing Aussie Dennis was found stuffed inside a suitcase in her car a day after her former boyfriend was killed in what police say was a deliberate car crash. All right.
Is that some sort of like murder-suicide thing?
Sounds like. What are you Aussies doing down there? That's not cool. There's some really horrible news today.
You heard about Alex Trebek, right?
Yeah, we mentioned that very briefly earlier. I'm not like some huge Alex Trebek fan. But I used to watch Jeopardy, so I don't wish that kind of shit on anybody, and I hope he recovers. But man,
he's not going to recover from that. Stage 4, not pancreatic cancer. You ain't coming back from that.
Well, it does have a 9% 5-year survivability rate.
Yeah, 9%. Come on, man.
Hey, statistics mean nothing to the individual, my friend.
That's true. I mean, I hope for the best, because that's a terrible way to die.
You know, with them announcing it like this, we talked about this before Lords of the Night, and my thought was, look, if they're announcing that, they're probably expecting him to go soon. That seems to be the way they do it in I heard Joe Perry died. Joe Perry died? Is that real?
Guitarist?
The guitarist for
Aerosmith?
Aerosmith. Joe Perry. No, come on. Really?
Huh.
I'm not seeing that anywhere. I'm not saying you're wrong, but 4 hours ago, this says Joe Perry back in high gear touring with with Hollywood Vampires.
You know, if I was Alex Trebek, I'd ask Will Ferrell to show up as Sean Connery at my funeral and give the eulogy.
That would be awesome. Yes. Oh, Luke Perry. Yeah. Luke Perry's the one who died. Gotcha. Yeah. We talked about him. Joe Perry, different dude. And arguably more talented.
Older.
Yeah, much older. Yeah. Look, I have nothing against Luke Perry, but yeah. Isn't Joe Perry like dead age right now? He's like 40 billion.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Actually, I just looked. I think he's like 68. That's still old, man. Don't care about that. Oh, students, taxpayers should cheer Trump's bid to stop cancer censorship. Of course they should. There shouldn't be fucking censorship. That's nonsense. It's fucking America. America, bitch.
Yeah, even Tim Pool was saying Trump did a good thing with saying he's going to force college campuses to allow free speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart thing. That's where we should be, for fuck's sake. But he was actually issuing it as kind of a warning when he was talking about it. It's like, the government's going to come down on you guys. But the difference there, Tim, is that we're talking about public universities, people who take money from the government and are legally bound to follow the First Amendment. Twitter's a private company.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they wouldn't just cut off research money, but they extend that to federal student loans too. That would really hit them where it hurts.
Oh yeah, it would. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I still want to see the wording of it to see how they're going to enforce it. Polly,
hello.
I wondered if you were showing.
What's that?
I wondered if you were going to come in there or not.
I went to get a drink and stretch my legs.
Why the hell were you on so late tonight, guys?
Something to do.
Yeah.
I was told you guys started like an hour and a half late.
Well, that may or may not be true. I don't know.
Lateness is sort of a nebulous term. We prefer to decolonize our time frame.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. We don't go by Western conceptions of time.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually glad you guys are here because you just reminded me of the other topic I wanted to talk about.
Oh,
but before we get into that, why were you guys, or what were you guys doing before you came here?
Oh, I don't know. Just kind of hanging out.
Well, we were streaming on Polydub's channel for our weekly comic book curation.
Oh, is that what you meant?
I'm trying to set you up for a commercial here.
I know. I'm just being hard to get along with. We were streaming. We were doing comic book curation, which we do it every Wednesday, and there's the link if you want to go check out the scatterbrained random stream that we just had, but we covered a lot of shit, a lot of Captain Marvel stuff because it's coming out this week, and all the garbage that's floating on in and around and about it. Yeah, it was a good time. Lots of fun. We're supposed to talk about 5 or 6 things we didn't get around to, but we keep it organic over there.
Speaking of which, by the way, I checked my text messages while I was in between coming in this stream and our last stream, and a buddy of mine's got passes to see Captain Marvel for free.
Oh,
so I might see it this weekend and take him up on his offer because he's giving me a bunch of tickets that he doesn't want for various events.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I was like, well, I might go just so I can sneak in and see a better movie.
You don't have to like blow him for the tickets, do you?
No, he always gives me free tickets. Usually sporting events I don't go to. Like, I've seen the Blue Jackets more in the past like 3 years than I ever would have dreamed I could. And I don't even like hockey that much.
Sometimes it's just fun to go, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a friend who has season tickets, and it's, oh my god, I love getting free tickets.
Oh, free tickets rock
for baseball. It's like I don't even know why you have them. Like you pay a lot of money for that, and you give half of them to me, which I'm totally okay with. It's a great thing.
You can't possibly go to every goddamn baseball game in a season.
Oh God, no, not baseball. No way.
Not even home games, which are about half of them.
Yeah.
That's still like 80 goddamn games. Oh my God. I'm curious because I don't know. Is Captain Marvel opening tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they do like God, they keep pushing it back, right? Like it's supposed to be like, it's opening Friday. Like technically it opens March 8th, which is International Women's Day, right?
Right.
But they do like the pre-screenings where it's like, past midnight, but now they're just opening it Thursday night and they're still somehow calling it,
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Thursday's the weekend.
I've heard it was Thursday, so I was wondering if the midnight showings are starting to now or they start tomorrow night.
No, they're starting Thursday at like 10 p.m.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they keep pushing it back. Like it's supposed to be midnight because then it's on the 8th, right? Then you could say opening day was on the 8th. But they're pushing it back and more so they can consider it all part of their opening weekend.
Yeah, that way they can manipulate the receipts. Be like, oh, well, it's midnight in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That counts.
As somebody who does a morning show that starts at 2 a.m., I'm not going to judge him for that.
I am. I have no problem with my hypocrisy.
I've done Monkey in the morning at like 6 o'clock at night, so.
Yeah, I've been having fun with alliteration lately, and I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, oh, Monkey's streaming by himself. It's mono monkey in the mid-morning.
Mono.
As in singular.
Singular, not my tone, right?
No, nor the disease. That's right.
My daughter got mono once. That was the most horrible. I'm glad I never had that. She was just like dead for a week.
Yeah,
that's so bad for her.
But only a week? Like I've heard it can go on like a long time. That's all.
She had like remnants of it for like almost a month, but that first week, man.
Who was she smooching with?
I don't know, but if I ever find that fucker, I'll kill him. That's a joke, Twitter. I mean, YouTube.
Oh, I totally missed that part. What are the new community guidelines? What are the changes?
Oh, it's actually not that bad. It's actually, I kind of agree with them. One, you get a warning before you get your first community guideline strike.
Okay.
Which is cool because before it's just like, bam, you're down. Previously on your first strike, you would lose the ability to stream for 3 months. Now you lose the ability to upload anything to your channel for a week.
Oh, okay.
That's not a bad trade-off.
Yeah.
Losing your ability, because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I've been worried because my presence online is not just me. I'm also tied to Lords of the Night, and that's something we do together. And if my channel got fucked for a month or for 3 months, sorry, it was what it used to be 3 months. I would feel bad doing that to the guys,
Of course.
A week, fuck, I can do that standing on my head. It used to be after on your second strike, you would, I think it was lose the ability to upload for 2 weeks Now it's just it was second community strike. You lose the ability to do anything on your channel for 2 weeks, and then third strike is still losing your channel. So still got to stay in the rules as much as you can, guys. But it's a lot nicer, and I don't believe that they did it. They say they did it because they've been listening to us, the creators. Like honky please. I think they're doing it because when they take down somebody's ability to stream for 3 months, they're also losing revenue for 3 months.
Yeah, that's more likely.
They even if somebody goes and makes a second or third channel, you know, those channels usually aren't monetized. So yeah, don't let them fool y'all, guys. Like I said, 30% of super chats goes into YouTube's pocket. So when your favorite creator can't stream because of that stuff, they are losing out. There are 2 other things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Captain Marvel real quick. We talked briefly about it, you know, when it actually opens. Have you guys seen the reviews that have been out so far?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are they surprising you?
Not really.
No. The show websites are shelling. And I mean, we talked about that before on Monkey in the Morning, right? That it's like all the outward signs are that it's she as a character, Brie Larson's presentation of her as a character is going to be pretty flat and pretty boring. And that's what a bunch of people are saying. And the people that are like, she's great, I've noticed are all saying she's great in the way that she's awesome and representative of women, and young girls will be able to look up to this character. And it's like, you're not saying anything about the character. You're saying what you hope people take away from the character.
Yeah. We specifically read a review of the movie written by a woman. And that was on Satsu's insistence, because Scribe had a different one up, and he's like, no, go see if you can find one by a woman, because the Mary Sue came out and said, look, all of the negative reviews of this movie are from men. And the one we read wasn't really, I wouldn't say it was a bad review. It was just, they basically said she's flat. The movie is your typical Marvel fare, and there you go. So, I mean, compared to this is the best thing ever, I mean, it's not a glowing review, but it's exactly what I expected, because we've seen her. Yeah, look, we haven't seen the whole movie, but we can see quite a bit of how she looks and talks and acts throughout the movie, just from the trailer, and she's flat in every fucking part of it. So I'm not going to believe that. Look, they took the worst parts of this movie and put it in the trailer. They took the worst parts of her acting.
That's a bad sign, right? Like wait a minute, you mean to tell me that those parts that were in the trailer were the most exciting things you could find of her emoting? Oh my God.
Right.
Well, she seems to have all the emotional range of Commander Data in season 1 of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
You're not wrong, but he was an android. He was supposed to be that way.
Hey, I have no evidence that she's not an android.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, I wasn't surprised by it. And it's like, you know what? That's exactly what I expected. It's a fucking Marvel movie. There are very few of them where like, that was fucking awesome. That most of them are like, decent movie. And that's what I expect from this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's just going to be incredibly middling. But the way that they've promoted it and upped it and bet upon it for the future, like this is the new face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like it's bad call.
The other question I have for you guys: do you think they made a mistake overhyping it?
Yes.
Yep.
It was too divisive of a thing to overhype. And on the feminism thing, come on, that didn't work for Hillary.
If it hadn't have been for Brie Larson's stupid shit, I don't think it would have been such a bad thing.
Probably not, but you combine it, and it's too much too soon.
And I as I just said on the stream, link in chat, I think it grew out of Marvel's control. That's my best guess. I mean, it's total speculation, but I think, okay, we're going to put on International Women's Day because it's the first MCU film. It just so happened to line up where it's like, we can put it in any one of these weeks. Well, why not do it on International Women's Day? Yeah, okay. And then, a nice, simple little idea, neither here nor there, just convenient timing kind of thing. And then Brie Larson went around being a fucking moron. And there you go.
Even without that, even if she'd kept her fucking mouth shut, one, it's Captain Marvel. Two, it seems to be pretty standard Marvel fare. We're not talking about Infinity War. We're talking about basically an origin story. And they pumped so much into the advertising for this. Have we seen another Marvel movie with this big of advertising?
No, they were trying to recapture Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the wrong vehicle to do it. You can't pump up Ant-Man to look like Black Panther. It just doesn't work.
Real quick, thank you, Metal Minister. Hey, Monkey, hope you're feeling better. Also, did you get my Twitter DM? I appreciate the thought, and I will go see what that DM is. Right there. I will read that in a minute. That is quite long. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see Stream Me shut down?
Yes.
What? No. What? Really?
Yep.
Really? Without any warning.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Nope. I didn't know about this. I was watching, I was finally catching up on some Ralph Retort today, and I saw the stream name and like, what the fuck? Yeah, apparently, from what Ralph is saying, from what Ralph said that he talked to people actually involved with streaming. I don't know this to be true. This is what he was told. The people who run streaming, the guys who own it and all that, they were getting death threats, and their families were doxxed, and they were being told things like, we know where your children go to school, and being told where their children go to school.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, fuck it, we're done. Which seems kind of weird to me. But yeah, they just shut the whole fucking thing down.
Anybody else want to put money that was the Swedish Squad?
Well, I don't think it would have been. Jim had a pretty successful run going with his Medicare in the morning.
I guess for streaming numbers, yeah. Well, I mean, somewhere between 21 and 2,400 is stream. For the guy that was pulling in 22,000 live.
Oh, he could still do that if he went back to YouTube.
Well, that's neither here nor there. We're just saying that he had a successful run over there relative to streaming numbers. Yeah.
Well, let's get to that in just a second. Thank you, James Colley. Come on. Like, this is the first time a woman has exaggerated her talents and or abilities.
True story.
Well, we read about the woman sucking dick actually fucking for parts in movies earlier. I forget her name. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence?
No.
Scarlett Johansson?
Taking a shot in the dark there.
There's a new...
So did she.
He made her keep the lights on so we can see her eyes. The Warner Brothers CEO, Kevin Sujihara, I think is how you say that. I'm not positive.
Okay.
He had sex with this 21-year-old actress in a motel.
Oh.
And what is her name again? Charlotte Kirk.
Okay. Never heard of her. She hot?
She's not bad, man. Here, I'll show you. But she got mad because he promised to help her with her career. And even after taking his dick, he didn't do it. And she felt used.
Oh my God. She's basically a prostitute.
Well, it gets better.
Pussy for money and fame, and it didn't work out for you. So now she hashtag me too'd him?
Basically, yeah. Well, I don't know if she did, but she told the story. I don't think she's claimed sexual harassment or anything. She's more like, I took that dick. Where's my part? Chicago Mike, thank you so much. How about a Storm movie? Yeah, that could be a great movie, as long as Marvel does it.
Yeah.
Don't get it out of who has that right now?
Fox.
Yeah, get it out of their fucking hands. But anyway, so this chick, right? She's introduced to about, there's 3 different guys in this story.
Oh no.
Who are, one has a production company, one's the head of what is it? What would I say? Warner Brothers, whatever it is. Warner Brothers CEO, and this other dude, I forget what he does. She fucked all of them.
Man, I gotta open a studio.
I'm telling you. But I want to read you guys just 2 things real quick. This is the tweet she sent him. You're very busy, I know. But when we were in that motel having sex, you said you would help me. And when you just ignore me like you're doing now, it makes me feel used.
Oh, yeah.
You were using him.
You think?
You were using him. You are no victim here. Are you fucking crazy?
Okay, let's be fair. He got that tweet, looked at it, and started jerking off to it.
He probably did. But here's the best part. In 2015, Ratner got frustrated and responded to the actress, according to THR. By the way, this is one of the other guys she fucked. If you're going to be fucking someone for a part, it should be a director or a producer. Like, he's not wrong. You were fucking the wrong people, you dirty bitch.
Yeah, she's dumb. Everybody knows how the casting couch works.
Yeah, she's fucking people who can't get you a part. And you want to know the best part of this? She wasn't fucking them for a part.
What?
She was fucking them for an audition.
Wow, she is dumb.
Yeah. She just wanted auditions.
Enough of this fucking victim garbage. That's what fucking bugs me about it. It's, you were competing against a whole bunch of fucking other actresses, right? So you decided to sell yourself and offer yourself to attempt to take advantage of weak-willed men to get an advantage over the other actresses. That's what you were doing. You were trying to take advantage yourself. You were using men in a way that other actresses might not have been willing to. And you're a victim? No. You're a whore.
Yeah.
It's very cut and dry.
No,
women are not always victims. Like, there's a lot of times where they have personal agency and they choose to do certain things. And here's a guy who's kind of a loser. He's probably never had many attractive women. I'm like totally hot and stuff. So I'm going to fuck him and then get a whole bunch of stuff out of him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, during all of this, she had a lover who's a billionaire Australian. They weren't a couple, just it's her ex-lover is how it's listed in the story. Like, oh,
she is bad at this.
She really is. But yeah, that's what I was referencing. So the CEO of Warner Brothers is going to get in trouble because he banged some whore.
All she had to do was get pregnant by the billionaire and she's set for life.
You think?
I don't doubt it for a second. They're just that if this story develops legs where other people are talking about it, every bullshit defender of bullshit is going to come out and write a fucking article about, see, there's a power relationship and this is another example of, time's up and these things need to come to an end.
No, what this is an example of is no pride in the workplace. She doesn't know how to do her job. She's incompetent at banging dudes for parts and money. And she had a billionaire on the hook and she goes around fucking a bunch of studio guys. Come on. What is wrong with people?
No, because money wasn't enough for her. She wanted fame and accolades as well.
And now she'll get that fame.
Yeah, but see, that's why you got to be careful what you wish for. This is a deal with the devil. You ask for something and you get it, but it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be, is it?
Well, it wasn't even a deal with the devil. This was like a deal with the devil's friend.
Yeah, for an audition.
She didn't even fuck the right dude. Oh, God, man. Who is this hoe? Her name is Charlotte Kirk. I believe she's a British actress, by the way, guys.
Oh, so she had a sexy accent, too.
Yeah, she had a sexy accent. She's not horrible looking. She's a pretty girl.
Yeah, but she fucked a bunch of other dudes to get to those guys.
Yeah,
for an audition.
Yeah, she probably smells like a Turkish bathhouse.
Yeah. How many grips got blowjobs from that chick?
No shit.
Yeah, I can get you a connection to this other guy and get to work.
As the story went on, and I love that. I just feel used. You're right, Polly. She was the one doing the using. Yeah, he got some pussy out of it, but come on, you specifically wanted that. That's what you went there for.
Yeah. And can I clarify something Polly said? He said women that sell their bodies, they don't sell them. They rent to own. Selling is illegal. Thanks, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out there. Lincoln freed them, so they're just rent to own. You just rent them for a while, and occasionally you buy on. As far as like marriage contracts go, but they don't sell their bodies. It's a rental.
I feel like they should be allowed to, though.
Rent their bodies? Yeah.
They should be able to do both. I mean, look, somebody wants to become. If she got knocked up by that dude, it basically would have been selling her body. That's for life.
Yeah, true. But the billions will make it a lot easier.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man, yeah. So that's what I started with tonight. That's the first story I saw. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Was she in Ocean's 8?
Maybe. I've never seen it.
Like, I'm just looking at Charlotte Kirk on Twitter here.
Well, now, to be fair, if she got a role in Ocean's 8, she really got screwed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's the same woman because it looks like she's wearing the exact same dress as the picture that you showed. This is her at the Ocean's 8 premiere wearing that red dress.
Let's see. What was her name? Charlotte
Kirk. Is she at Charlotte Kirk _1?
The story didn't say.
Okay.
Oh,
well, there's no sign of that tweet. Whopping 3,100 followers.
That looks like her.
Do you see this first tweet from February 23rd?
Oh, I'm not on her.
Okay.
I'm looking at. I just looked her up on Google.
You should use the IMDb.
She's actually got some pretty hot pictures. Oh, by the way, she was 21 when she did this.
Wow.
Oh God, he got that young stupid pussy.
That's the best kind, isn't it?
I'm telling you. Let's see. Charlotte Kirk was born in Kent, England. Her passion for acting began at the age of 11 when she saw Gone with the Wind for the first time and fell in love with both the stage and screen alike.
Yeah.
She fell in love with both of them from watching that movie? Huh.
Sounds like something her fucking press agent wrote for her.
Taking her first steps in the theater, she performed in Greek tragedies Armageddon and Arudo Yui, I don't know how to say that, along with such plays as A Christmas Carol, Oliver Twist, and Hairspray. Having attended where's the part about fucking dudes for?
I don't know if she would include that in her bio.
In early 2015, by the way, this is when she was banging the dude. Charlotte landed a starring role in Vice, a sci-fi thriller opposite Bruce Willis and Thomas Jane. I wonder if they got fucked too.
I bet she did some butt stuff for that role.
I bet, man. And yet, nobody's ever heard of her. That's what happens when you suck the wrong dick.
Yeah, if you're going to be a dirty hoe and try and bypass the way the system normally would work, then be good at it.
Yeah.
And learn do your research on who you should be banging and then, tighten up those Kegel muscles.
Like, if this is actually her, like, that I'm looking at right now, hold on.
Well,
this woman.
I don't know how to spell Charlotte. I'm sure I'm spelling that wrong. I know I'm spelling that wrong because there's no T.
That looks like the same chick, Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks pretty cute in that profile.
Like, okay, here, she doesn't tweet very much, and it's like, okay, so this is her. Like, I love this picture of her. It's like, on the road again to LAX. Like, this is how I look when I'm getting on an airplane. And oh, by the way, do you see my designer handbag that's sitting right here? That's totally by accident. That's not me being like Brie Larson here, totally posing with my handbag or anything.
Let's see.
Let's
see.
I will never get over this picture. Okay, I know I bang away on the on this drum about her, but just goddamn this fucking woman.
What picture is that?
This picture of Brie Larson with her fucking designer handbag, where she's like, "Oh, I'm just thinking about Stan Lee. He's such a legend." This picture's totally related to my thoughts about Stan Lee. You see my custom designer handbag that costs more than your fucking rent? Yeah.
I'm sure she sits like that with it all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With the cocktail in her hand and her designer shoes and her designer sunglasses and the entire matching outfit. And this was totally just a random shot that happened in the middle of the day.
The pains of being rich and famous. Yeah, let's see. That does look like her. Oh yeah, that designer handbag just sitting right off to the side. Oh.
Yeah.
Conveniently in frame.
Oh, sweetie, that is not a good look. If you go down to February 17th. Yes, guys, if you want to be looking at this, you have to do it too. Polly, what is your opinion of Samuel L. Jackson? Thank you for the donation, Bubba Hotep. Polly?
Well,
You still angry, Polly?
no, I've lightened up.
Rekindle that fire.
Here's the link to my channel, where if you want to hear Inquisitor and myself rage for a couple of minutes straight about Samuel L. Jackson and the garbage that he spewed online. Monkey, did you read that tweet that I sent out from earlier today?
Maybe.
No, it's fine. No one reads my tweet. It's okay. He talks about what they were speaking. The three actors from Captain Marvel, including Samuel L. Jackson, were talking about the Rotten Tomatoes thing that happened regarding Captain Marvel with the, are you looking to see this? And you can click on it. Yes, I want to see it. No, I don't. You know what I mean? And it got all the way down to 27%, as you know. And then they totally revamped their website and removed the feature to be able to do that at all and called it review bombing. And it's like, yeah, but people weren't giving reviews, et cetera, you know, that whole thing. So they asked these three actors on the press junket for Captain Marvel, what do you think about what's going on with Rotten Tomatoes? And the actress who's playing Maria Rambeau said, I don't even know what you're talking about. Zombie Teddy asked if I have a Twitter. Yes, I do, but that also explains why nobody reads my tweets. And Samuel Jackson went into this little statement about a large part of the problem is that people who normally wouldn't have a platform have a platform, like meaning because of things like Rotten Tomatoes and so forth. And they're just out there to cause negativity and so on. And in making this statement, ended up undermining the entire point behind social media and a lot of things that he thinks are great, like hashtag resistance and hashtag resist. And it's like, realize you're talking about those people at the same time. If you scroll through Samuel L. Jackson's tweets, he's an angry, weird man. That doesn't mean he's not a great actor. I think he is a great actor. He's a lot of fun to watch. But like when you listen to him talk through Twitter, it's like, dude.
I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
That's as far as I really go with Samuel L. Jackson or most actors. I mean, I don't watch. I'm sure he says stuff now and then, but I don't really pay attention. I like going after the women's. No, I'm just kidding. I did just tweet to that girl and ask her if she banged somebody for that part in Ocean's 8.
I'm gonna tell her I've got a studio basement. It doubles as my subterranean love den, and if she would like a part in my next closed circuit television movie, she should apply.
Send her a picture of casting couch.
Yeah, it'll be like a sketchy, ratty looking one too. That's in my basement.
Nice.
Next to a pit.
So you're a blonde actress who likes posing as looking like a superstar, getting onto the airplane with your designer handbag, and she's on the move, and she lives in New York, because of course she does. Like, so this is who you are. You're a painfully obvious self-promoter. I'm
not a good one.
Even tweeting out that tweet was an attempt to self-promote. I will become the newest face of hashtag Times Up. All I wanted to do was be an actress from the first time that I saw this movie as a young girl, and these evil men preyed upon me.
Is she going to tell that story while she's blowing a newspaper reporter?
Well, again, in her defense, she hasn't come out and suggested that, she was Me Too'd.
Yet.
Right. But remember, according to everything that we read here, she was a willing participant in all of this. She's just unhappy about the payment. She didn't get those awesome auditions. There's a funny part in the article I didn't tell you guys about. The lawyers for these guys tried setting up an arrangement with her where they would guarantee her so many Warner Brothers auditions.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Have a good day. We're gonna go now.
I don't think this is going to work out the way she wanted it to with her public with this, because, again, she didn't make it a Me Too. She made it I didn't get what I was promised. Oh, dog, is that her? I hope so.
Yeah, that's a massive sense of entitlement.
Ass? That is not a good way to stand. Okay, let's go through her. Oh, those are ones she's put on Facebook. Oh, look at her getting onto that private jet. Oh, and she's on that private jet with some fat dude. I bet he got some of that. Oh, and there's a picture of her posing elegantly naked in a bath. Honey, yeah. You're kind of a whore. And you're in the wrong movie business for that. Now, if you actually did want to go to Casting Couch, you could holy fuck, that is a tiny bikini. Dear Lord. Guys, she shaves.
+1.
Check that out. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. She's not
What's wrong with her?
Chick. She's pretty bangable.
Her belly button looks like there's an eye in it.
No, that's just where somebody tried to stick their wiener.
No, that's disturbing. It's an eye. There's even a pupil.
I think that's where somebody photoshopped her torso to make it look longer.
That could be. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know this isn't interesting news stuff, but now I'm stuck on the hoe.
Yeah, I'd have sex with this chick. She's not that bad. She's a Midwest 9.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't tap it. I'd put some duct tape over that belly button, so I wouldn't want it to attack me.
I'd finger bang it while I was doing her.
You can get your finger bit. Wait, is that a picture of her with Brad Pitt? I believe that is.
Did she suck his dick?
It says Christian Bale in the tag. Oh no, there's Brad Pitt. Yeah, she got a picture of Brad Pitt and one with I forget that dude's name. I bet she sucked those dicks. Look, I'm all for women's. I mean, look, you go ahead and use your assets, and if you're willing to trade. Oh my God, that's with Stephen Baldwin.
Dignity. Right. Looking to trade your dignity. Go on.
Yeah, looking to trade your dignity for some auditions. Bitch didn't even make sure she got a part, just auditions. Then by all means do it, but
that might be a sign of hubris. Like, it could be like that she's so filled with hubris that she knew she'd get the part. She just needed the audition.
Given what we've just learned about this chick, I think she should probably pull this picture down.
Nice. Jesus.
Must have been a busy day at rehearsal.
I told him to pull out, and he did. Oh, God. Oh, man, I don't even know what the hell's happening here tonight.
I'm not you know better.
I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm not above this sort of thing. P-Dog Knight says she played Nicole Brown in Nicole and OJ. Let me see if I get this right. The blonde girl who married somebody purely out of advancement that was a number of years older than her.
Yes.
Okay, I forgot. Was I describing her or the role she was playing? I lost.
Exactly. Well, in fairness, this chick has never gotten married.
Well, she's never gotten married, no, but the avenues of advancement are similar in style.
Oh, man.
Because Nicole and OJ was who he was, actor, promoter, and former Heisman Trophy winning football star.
Yes.
And then he meets her when she's a waitress.
And you know who really lost in that scenario? Ron Goldman.
Yeah, that poor bastard
right.
didn't do nothing.
Goddamn right. And he was returning the glasses she had left at the restaurant he was working at. My God. My God.
Now, see, she should actually do this with her hair. It makes her look a lot nicer. Don't do that blonde thing. Everybody's a blonde in Hollywood. Jesus fuck. And stop fucking the wrong guys for parts, you dirty slut.
Yeah, at least fuck them for parts, not just auditions.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught it. He's Japanese or Chinese or something like that. So it's not like she even got a big dick out of it.
Ouch. Jesus.
What?
What?
She didn't
Asians, no?
She didn't get a guaranteed role. She didn't even probably have very good sex. And I don't know. Everything about this is just like no pride in the workplace. I keep coming back to that.
Well, I should show you guys this because you missed this part. I showed it earlier and I forgot to show you guys. Let me bring
some real value on the front hole. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's not taking care of your front butt.
Yeah. The women need to learn that it's perception sometimes. If they think you're a high class whore, then you'll be treated like that. Those are the three dudes?
These are the three dudes.
Ooh.
The guy on the right is the CEO of Warner Brothers. And I don't remember which of these is which. But do you see, look at Anti-Defamation League.
I was going to say they're in an ADL function? Jesus Christ.
There's so much wrong with the scenario that would just get me in massive trouble for commenting on.
It's just beautiful. I mean, those are the dicks she took, y'all. That is what an audition is worth to her.
An audition.
An audition that she didn't even get. Oh, poor woman.
Wow, that's so degrading.
I have a feeling by the time tomorrow comes around and the story goes a little bit bigger, she will be the she's going to be the victim here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is like a brand new thing that people are talking about. This just happened.
This just happened. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This just 12:50 tonight. This story broke. So 3 hours ago.
That's interesting. She sent that tweet. She must have deleted it because it's not under her Twitter account.
Huh. Maybe she has a second one.
Yeah, or maybe I missed it, but I looked under tweets and replies.
Jack of Golf City says, Jesus, I can pull better men. Are you trying to get a part, though? Look, you don't get to choose who has the power in Hollywood. You got to suck the dick that's there. Now, again, as Jack has pointed out so many times, make sure you get the right dick. Oh, my God. Anyhow. Yeah. Been kind of a crazy night.
It's a weird day.
It's a weird day. How'd your show go tonight?
Awesome.
Yeah, of course. It was good. It was good. It was a little random, but that's fine. We didn't run out of things to talk about. As a matter of fact, we didn't get around to talking about everything we wanted to talk about, but that's fine too.
No, again, it's better to leave them wanting more, man.
Oh, Monkey, you know Midnight's Edge, right?
Midnight's Edge. Yeah.
I'm watching he gets an early pass to watch Captain Marvel, right? And announces last night that, yeah, by the way, I'm going to do a spoiler-free review after I get back from watching the movie. And so you guys can tune in to check that out. So I did. I didn't have to go to campus today because of long story, but I get paid for doing some work that I'm not contracted for and don't have to show up for. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so I've been home today and I'm like, oh, look, notifications at Midnight's Edge review. I click on it. I'm watching him talk about it. He's being pretty critical of the movie. He's talking about what he liked and what he didn't like. And then it got copyright struck in the middle of it.
For talking about it?
Yeah, it was. And Monkey, I kid you not, the screen you have on right now is what he was showing. Just the Google Hangouts avatars. That's it.
Oh, that's crap.
There was nothing that he was showing. No images, no press releases, nothing. It was just him talking to another guy from Midnight's Edge. That's it.
No music playing?
Nope.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
There were 2,100 people watching, including myself, and it just went blank. And I'm like, what? This is such and such a copyright struck for violating copyright terms of service. And I'm like, oh, come on. That's so dirty. The guy was being critical in a very undercutting kind of way, like saying, here's what's like he said, I'm going to start with what's really positive. And he was positive about a number of things. This was really good. And this is really good. But then when he started talking about what he was critical of, it was really undermining to the quality of the film. And yeah, that's when he went down.
See, this is the problem with the copyright strike system. He can probably challenge it. It'll get overturned, and whoever it was that struck it, they'll be allowed to do it again. There's no repercussions for a false copyright claim, and that is an absolute false copyright claim.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's how they silence people for dissent.
Yeah, I mean it'll just exactly like you're saying, Monkey. That's the problem. Is it's striking when the iron is hot, is how I described it earlier when I was telling Jack and Quiz about that. He's reviewing it because it's early and it was spoiler free, and he said after the movie opens, I'll give my spoiler review of it. So the guys from Midnight Edge, they're not unfair. Do you know what I mean? They're really reasonable in the way they present things, and when it's rumor, they clearly state that it's rumor at the beginning and end of their statements and so on. It's the guy was doing a spoiler-free review. He goes, oh, I don't want to talk about that. I'll talk about that in the next review and this other thing. And like, seriously, what's the copyright thing? But it'll be too late when it gets reversed a week from now, because who will want to listen?
Well, here's the thing, because YouTube doesn't actually get involved in those. YouTube is a middleman when it comes to copyright strikes.
Indeed. Yeah.
So if these guys wanted to, they could be assholes, and they have 30 days to review the challenge, and they could leave it sitting there for 30 days with that strike on the channel, and then finally go, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
What really desperately needs to happen in these cases is somebody with money, somebody like Joe Rogan, needs to get hit with one of these fucking things and just sue the fuck out of them, because it is absolutely illegal to do that. It's not just a dick move. It is against the fucking law.
According to Crowder, he's suing everybody scorched earth style.
Good, because he needs to, because this shit needs to stop.
During his video just went back up today. The Oscar viewing party.
Yeah, because
a week later, and he put up a separate video about it. Yeah, we're suing everybody in sight because this was so much garbage. They're talking about it, and they called their contacts because he's got several million subscribers. He's not a small channel by any means, right? And he has a very active lawyer who's willing to pursue these matters. So they contacted their people at YouTube and etc. And they dropped the DCMA copyright claim. ABC dropped it. Mm-hmm. And 8 seconds after they dropped it, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences strike went up.
Yeah.
8 fucking seconds. And it's like, so now they got another copyright strike to deal with. So it's going to be another number of days and repeating the same process.
Yeah. Look, I'm a firm supporter of copyright. I really am. I've gotten into arguments with people who think I'm wrong, because I'm like, look, that's somebody's copyright. They own it. You can't just use it without their permission. One of the strikes that Matt put out there, and one that he's always claimed, was that somebody just showed his movie. And guys, if you like his movie or not, doesn't matter. Whether you like Matt or not, doesn't matter. You can't just show somebody's stuff without their permission. And so I'm very big on that. But I get so pissed off at these fucking assholes who abuse the system. And there's nothing we can do about it as creators, because it's a legal thing. YouTube can't go, you know what, that's not a real copyright. YouTube doesn't get involved. They literally, guys, for those of you who don't do this for a living, They're middleman. What happens is somebody claims it, you file a counterclaim back to that person, and that person has the ability to either release it or keep it on there. And yes, because YouTube can't get involved in that because that's the fucking law. But when you sign that fucking thing, when you fill out that copyright strike, you are saying this is a valid claim under penalty of perjury even.
Yeah, a lot of times it seems like it's a bot that's hitting people because there's stuff that gets grabbed that gets overturned really quick.
They do have the content match ID, which I really think YouTube needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it because of how many people are on there.
Well, that's how I got hit on one of my laundry videos. Because you could hear part of the Dr. Phil theme in the distant background, which, you know, it's incidental, so it's fine. Thanks, H3H3. And somebody had to review it, and then they released it. Because they're like, this is some asshole's laundry.
You thank the wrong people there. The H3H3 would be if the kind of content I used to do where I'd respond to somebody's video, that's H3H3. The one you're talking about is actually from a Sony suit about a Prince
song. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I actually
could remember that.
If you do YouTube, get knowledgeable on copyright, guys. It's good to know this shit. Oh my God, guys, I'm sorry. I'm dying here.
No worries.
Man. Yeah, I think we're going to end here. Chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Listening me to babble for like over an hour by myself. You guys,
you can hold a show. It's cool.
I'm learning that. You know, I was actually thinking about that tonight because I was like, Dax isn't going to be here. I didn't think, and I knew as soon as I sat down, you guys are already going like, And you know how I thought about? Like Rush Limbaugh. That motherfucker's been doing just himself for 30 fucking years.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm way more talented than that fat fuck.
Polly, don't tell him that he could do it by himself. He'll never invite us back on.
No, I got to break it up. Because even I can't listen to myself that long.
It's not out of lack of content that Monkey's inviting us on, is to give himself a break.
That's right. I need to be able to breathe. I need to be able to light my smokes, for fuck's sake, without dead air. No, but yeah, guys, seriously, thank you for coming and hanging out. I know you guys could be doing anything else, and you're right to be watching me instead. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it more than I can say. You guys are so generous. Polly, anything you want to chill out there today?
Yeah, one more quick time. There's the link to my channel where Jack Inquisitor and I just did a comic book stream that we do every Wednesday related to all the stuff in and around pop culture related to comic books and superheroes and so forth. And it's a good time. Check it out.
There you go. And Jack, anything you'd like to pimp out?
There's my channel link. Otherwise, get some likes on this stream.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me do that myself.
I never get likes on this stream. I think it's too early in the morning. People are like, fuck that guy. Guys, tonight we will be on Satsu 2 Cents channel for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. No game stream tonight, but we'll be back doing game streams tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Jack, Polly, thank you so much for joining me. And everybody, we will see you next time.
Have a good night, everyone.